Hey Rob, this is me. I'm sorry about my low quality, but sometimes you have to work with what you got. Uh, so I made something like a Mitsubishi Mirage. I mean, I didn't put any fixtures on or anything like that. I just built it like a Mitsubishi Mirage, which is a four-door small hatchback, and I made it, close to what it is, which is, with the 5-speed manual, it gets 41 miles per gallon. Okay, this is the big thing right here, which says approximate cost to make, or approximate cost, $18,100. Now this car is really this is Car Guru's. So this is a brand new car, 2019 Mitsubishi Mirage, for $8,852. It's in Florida. And, see, it's a brand new car, 0 miles, manual transmission, gas mileage 41 miles per gallon highway. And yeah, by the time they add, like, if they have like a high processing fee, that will probably bring it up to another 1,000. Processing fees when you buy a new car is like somewhere around $600 to $1,000, maybe a little bit cheaper if you get a good car dealership. Even if you add tax to it, which here in West Virginia it's 6 cents on the dollar, it's about $10,500, somewhere around there. So this is, I think the car that I made should only cost around $10,500 at the most. So let's go over to build of the car. The production year is 2020. It's only 1 year above 2019. The body is made out of aluminium, which so is my wife's car. She owns a Mitsubishi Mirage, and I know it's aluminium with some plastic bumpers on it. Monocoque chassis type, steel chassis. Front transverse, McPherson strut front, torsion beam in the rear. No quality, no plus or minus quality there. The engine is a 1.2 liter, just like my wife's Mirage. Only I didn't do the exact. I didn't create a replica of the engine. I just did my own bore and stroke on it. But I made it a 1.2 liters. Inline 3 cast iron block. Push rod 2 valves. Cast iron. Now her car gets 74 foot-pound torque with 74 horsepower. I came close with 74 foot-pound torque and 68 horsepower. We got cast iron crank, cast iron connecting rods, and low friction cast pistons. No quality. No quality on the compression or cam profile. The cam profile is 48. Compression is 9.6 to 1 with VVT. Fuel and direct injection. The single configuration. Performance intake. Now hers, I don't know if it's direct injection or multi-port fuel injection, but I know I couldn't get 41 miles per gallon according to this game without, direct injection. And one thing I do disagree with this on you, Rob, is reliability. I believe an engine's more reliable with multi-port fuel injection than it is with direct injection. Because if you watch Scotty Kilmer, he's a mechanic with 51 years experience on YouTube, and I mean, he hasn't been on YouTube for that long, obviously, but he's got 51 years experience. He works on a lot of cars, and he found that direct injection is actually less reliable than multi-port fuel injection, because multi-port fuel injection, you have fuel being sprayed onto the back of the intake valve, which cleans it. And with direct injection, it carbons up the valves. And plus, not only that, I think you have 1 or 2 pounds of pressure with multi-port fuel injection. But when you got direct injection, you have 1,000 pounds of pressure being sprayed directly into the engine block where the pistons are. And I got running on 87 octane. That's AKI. I just basically switched it to premium and then rose it up to 87 octane. This is just the way I build the engine. 15, which is really leaned out on the fuel mixture and ignition time 100. You know, I guess I do that for economy. And that's how I was able to achieve 41 miles per gallon. Short cast headers with 1.5 inches on the exhaust diameter. 3-way Cadillac converter with a baffle first muffler and no second muffler. Wait, I forgot to see if I put any quality or on any parts here. I shouldn't have. I don't think I did. No plus quality yet, or negative quality on anything yet. Okay. So it's a manual 5-speed, just like the Mitsubishi Mirage. Like I said, it gets 41 miles per gallon. The way it got set up, open differentials. There's no plus quality, and no plus quality on the wheels either. Exact same tire size of rim, and using hard long life. The exact tires that's on my wife's car, which is 165, 65, 14s. Solid disc front, 1 piston, 11 inches on the front. Drums, 11 inches on the rear. Pad type 37. Semi-clad, yeah. My wife's car is a bit semi-clad. It has a little bit of an under tray on it because I have to reach my arm through an under tray and up to reach the oil filter when I change the oil filter on the car. So I got to bend my arm a certain way to get that oil filter off and put it back on. So it's got a little bit of a under tray to it. The semi-clad, I guess. I wouldn't say fully clad. I didn't put any cooling flaps on it. It's a 5-seater with standard interior and basic infotainment. Hydraulic power steering, and I don't believe my wife's car has, her Mirage has electronic stability control, so I put traction control with ABS. I do know it has ABS and traction control, and basic 10s on safety. Standard springs, twin tube dampers, passive sway bars, and I didn't put no sway bars in it. And so this car says it costs $18,100, which I believe it should be a $10,500 car. I believe the prices that you had before was right. I believe if I made this car before you did this update, the prices would be pretty close to right. So let's move on to the next car. Which is a replica that I did make. I'm going to see which one I come up on first, either the 2017 Mustang or the 2020 Dodge Challenger. Let's see which one's next. Just give me a little bit of time. I know it's somewhere. Oh, here we go. 2020 Dodge Challenger RT. It's got the 5.7 liter Hemi in it. And while we're waiting for it to load up, I'll show you very quickly. Now this don't have a picture of it, but this is a 2019 Dodge Challenger new with the manual and the 5.7 liter Hemi. It's listed at $28,885. Plus, like I say, if you add a processing fee to it, whatever that dealership charges, and then add a 0.06% tax, 6 cents on a dollar. So the Dodge Challenger, I made this Dodge Challenger before that date, and it costed around this much, $28,000, almost $29,000. So it was correct. But now it causes something more expensive. And remember, it gets 23 miles per gallon highway. It is indeed a V8 with a 6-speed manual. This has only got 10 miles on it, so it's probably being test driven really shortly. Let's see if my car loaded up. Okay. Yes, $86,700. Now let's see what I've done here. Okay. Well, we can go with a little bit cheaper stuff, but usually I think now they dip the cars down in there. I think it might be treated steel, I'm not sure. Maybe corrosion resistant steel, but I built a corrosion resistant steel, monocoque corrosion resistant steel. But we'll switch it to steel, make it a little bit cheaper, because I'm not exactly entirely sure how that car is made, with what kind of steel. Front longitudinal with double wishbone front and double wishbone rear. Don't know if the car's made exactly like that or not, but I say it's pretty close. The V8 cast iron block aluminum heads, and that's the correct bore and stroke on it. The bore is 3.917 inches. The stroke is 3.579 inches. It's either close or pretty close to it. Pretty close to what horsepower and torque they're putting out. I do know. Remember that they was 375 horsepower. With I got 399 foot-pound torque. I think it might be 410 foot-pound torque. So I was really close on that. Forged steel crank, heavy-duty forged connecting rods, and forged pistons. I believe that's how they made their engines. Okay, I do have +2 quality on the cam profile, or the cam in compression, which is 10.0 to 1 or 10.1 to 1, and cam profile is 55 with variable valve timing. It's naturally aspirated. Okay, I do have +13 quality on the fuel, but that was so I can get it to that amount of horsepower. Maybe there's another way I could have built it and still get 23 miles per gallon. I haven't really checked into it, but after I show you all this, you'll know what I could do, and you know what you could do to get the process a bit more right. Multi-port fuel injection, single configuration. I have a race intake, but my reliability is still good, 68.1. And usually, if that's in months, usually Dodge offers a 60 to 70,000 mile warranty on them, or 60 to 70 months on that. Fuel mixture is 15. It's completely leaned out, and ignition time is completely maxed out. 7,000 RPM rev limiter. Okay, no quality on exhaust. Raised tubular headers with dual exhaust. I put that raised tubular headers on there so I can get the torque and the horsepower that I wanted. High flow 3-way, straight through exhaust on the first muffler, no second muffler. And yes, it is a Dodge Challenger replica. The best I could do. And that's Hemi Orange. Okay, so it's a manual 6-speed, and I think I even got the correct rear differential in it, which was a 7.37, but this is pretty close. This is a 372 rear end. Yeah, rear wheel drive, manual 6-speed, +1 quality on that. Yeah, 24.3 miles per gallon. So, yeah, I can take some quality out of that, because it's not going to affect my horsepower. maybe even making it negative or whatever. Oh yeah, I could take some plus quad out of this too, out of the wheels, because I just need to get 23 miles per gallon. Now I got 24 right there. Okay, hard along the loft tires, and pretty close to tire sizes I had on the Challenger. I think theirs is actually 245/45 20s, but 245/40 20s is the best I could come to because I maxed out the tire diameter. Aluminium alloy rims. I got one plus quality on that. Let's take that quality out of there. Because, okay, I'm getting 23.9 miles per gallon. As long as I get 23, that's all that matters. Okay, I did modify it a little bit. Because usually I come with well, let's just put solid disc on there. Because I didn't want no brake fade. I had vented disc on there, so let's put solid disc on there. One piston, 17 inches on the front. Solid disc, one piston, 17 inches on the rear. 56 pad type. Okay, I got +4 quality on let's knock it back down to 0. So far the only thing I have quality on is on the engine, some of the parts of it. Okay, I'm still getting 23.6, so if I put it on semi-clad? 23.3, okay, none. 23.1, okay, so we're doing good on that. Oh. It has coil flaps, probably not on the real Challenger, but I did that for economy to get it right, you know. 5-seater. That could be a 4 or 5-seater. I forgot to look when I sat inside of a Dodge Challenger once. Standard interior with basic infotainment. So this is the base model RT. I think now these modern cars like this might be electric power steering. I'm not for sure, but I put electric power steering, and they probably do have electronic stability control. And I put basic 10s on safety. This one's got progressive strings, or I'm not playing guitar or tennis, I'm playing automation. Springs, semi-active dampeners, and sway bars is active. To keep it from oversteering, I put a really thick sway bar in front. Like 10,000 it looks like it says. Okay, that knocked it down to 79,000, but that's still too much. You know, maybe there's a better way I can build this engine and get 410 foot-pound torque and 375 horsepower with 24 miles per gallon, 23 I mean. But I think the prices on this is way off. It should be about $28,000, maybe $30,000 for this car, or $31,000. So let's get off there and try to find that Mustang. And after that, I got 2 more cars to show you. See if we can find that 2017 Mustang. Let's see if we can find it here. Hopefully this video will not be too long and you don't get bored watching it, Rob. I really want you to see this and see what we can do about this. By the way, I like to have my 10-speed automatic because Acura is using it. Ford and Chevrolet made a 10-speed automatic. I think that'd be pretty cool to have in the game. So while we're waiting on that car to load up, let me show you what the cheapest brand new Mustang in America cost. It's 2019. I know I made a 2017 replica. That's because they changed the body style in 2018. But I made still, yeah, it should be around this price anyway, which is $26,977. And this one's in Texas. It's a manual 6-speed with 24 miles per gallon. And it's the 5-liter V8. So maybe if you had a high price processing fee and then add tax to it, maybe around $29,000 or $30,000 for his car, and it was, I think the one that I made was right at 28,000, but now it costs us $257,000. Okay, maybe I got too much quality into it. And on the brochure I got, they tested their vehicles with 93 AKI octane, and I did achieve 24 miles per gallon with that, with a correct 435 horsepower, and I forgot what amount of torque it was. But since I'm poor, I use 87 octane, runs perfectly fine. I don't have a Mustang, but I'm saying that in any vehicle I have, if it's tested at 93 octane, it runs perfectly fine on 87, and you just lose some horsepower and some torque. So I got it up to 93 octane, then I switched it down to 87 and adjust, the mixture accordingly. Okay, I believe this is correct. Partial aluminium monocoque steel, front longitudinal. The Ford Mustang might actually have double wishbone on the front, maybe in the rear too. But I think for some reason I might have went for McPherson strut to try to get the miles per gallon up a little bit because it's lighter a little bit. And I put multi-link in rear. It said some kind of link suspension. I forgot what fancy name they had for it, but I'm guessing it was multi-link in rear. So yeah, aluminium head and block. That's the correct size of the board stroke to bring it up to the correct amount of cc's, or pretty close to it, which is 4,951. You round it up, that's the 5-liter V8. Dual overhead cam, which is what's in the Mustang, 4 valves per cylinder. So yeah, even when I just put it on 87 octane, I get 429 horsepower and 385 foot-pound torque, which is correct, I believe. Forged steel crank and heavy-duty forged connector rods and forged pistons. I went with -6 quality on that. 10.4 to 1 compression ratio, 63 cam profile, VVT all cams. No quality on the cams. Okay, I did go 15 quality on the fuel mixture. In the old update, it wasn't that expensive at all. It just added a little bit of price to the engine. Just a little bit. But I guess now you're figuring in the engineering time, but there's some kind of adjustment that needs to be made. Maybe bump up the horsepower and economy and the torque without, at 0 to make it more right. But I got multi-port fuel injection with a single configuration and performance intake. I do not believe it's direct injection. I could be wrong, but I don't believe it is. 13.4 fuel mixture, and ignition time is 100 with 8,400 RPM rev limiter. I went plus 15 quality on exhaust too. So there's some adjustments need to be made on the horsepower and the price. Because if you adjust the horsepower and the torque, then I'd be fine with putting it at 0, as long as it still costs only about whatever price I said, $28,000, $29,000, $30,000 for his car. I did look it up. It said 2-wheeler headers, dual exhaust. I just put high flow 3-way and straight through with a baffled on the second muffler. I made this car a long time ago, or not a long time ago, maybe about 4 weeks ago. But I don't remember why I did things the way I did. Not exactly, but I'd say it did like that for some reason. I just don't remember what it is right now. Okay, rear-wheel drive, manual 6-speed with a 317 rear end. It's close because I think Ford has a 315 rear end. Viscosas LSD. Radial hard long life tires, and I think these are the correct size for the Mustang, which is 235/50/18s alloy rims. Solid disc 6-piston on the front. Not sure why I went 6-piston. I think they're actually 4-piston front and rear. 15 inches on the front and rear. So it's solid disc front and rear, 6 pistons on the front and rear. 55 pad type. Negative 15 quality on the brakes. Yeah, no quality on the gears or the wheels, but 15 negative quality on the brakes. No under tray, but cooling flaps. No quality on that. It is a 4-seater, standard interior with standard infotainment. Electric power steering. I know that the Ford F-150 has electric steering because my pastor got in a wreck and they found that he had electric steering, and there must have been some kind of bug. It just turned left abruptly into a pole. Good thing he's only going like 5 miles per hour in a parking lot. Don't know if it has electronic stability control or not, but I know it probably has at least traction control and ABS, because I think it's more mandated now in the United States to have that type on there. Standard 10s on safety. Standard springs with twin tube dampeners, passive sway bars, no sway bars. Negative 15 quality on the suspension. And yeah, $257,000. When, you know, this car was right for the money. So let's go to one that I made. And I made this car to be competitive with the Honda Civic Type R, the new one. Be competitive in price, which is pretty close to the price. So this car I made was $37,000, and I don't know. I know it's way more than that now. And get as much fuel economy as the Honda Civic Type R. And yes, it has more horsepower for sure than the Honda Civic Type R. I feel like I made it realistically. Which I got it with 399 horsepower and 349 horsepower and 399 foot-pound torque, which I think is probably the maximum you want to go on a real front-wheel drive car, because at that much horsepower you're already asking the front wheels to do too much, which is, you know, steer, brake, and power the wheels. Oh yeah, let's go directly to the price of it. And I said it was $37,000 when I made it. It's now $85,700. And for some reason I can't click on any of these right here. Well, we'll find out why in a minute. It's got corrosion resistant steel, monocoque chassis. Okay, carbon fiber is expensive. I use carbon fiber for the tub or the chassis because it has a lot of safety and it's lightweight. Front transverse with double wishbone front, torsion beam rear. It's an inline 5-cylinder aluminium silicate head and block material. It's a 3.7 liter inline 5. Billet steel, lightweight titanium, lightweight forged. No plus quality on that. No plus quality on the cams, which is VVT. 6.0 to 1 compression ratio and 53 cam profile. Turbocharger ball bearing, and I think it's I'm not going to go over all those numbers, but no quality there. Direct injection per cylinder. Performance intake. Regular 86 octane. AKI. Fuel mixture is completely in out 15, and the ignition time is 100 with 6600 RPM rev limiter. Okay, plus 10 quality on the fuel. That was so I can get up to 349 horsepower and 399 foot-pound torque. And plus be able to achieve how many gas mileage I was getting there. I'll find out in a minute. 4.7 inches on the exhaust. High flow 3-way with a straight through muffler on the first muffler, no second muffler. Okay, it's a manual 7-speed. So yeah, I was getting 22.8 miles per gallon. Electric LSD. Okay, maybe with the parts that I chose, not necessarily quality, but the parts I chose, maybe it cost more than $37,000, but I still feel like $85,000 is too much. Way too much. Sports compound tires. 240/40 18s. Steel rims. No quality on that. No quality on the brakes either. Salt disc, 1 piston. Drums on the back. 15 inches on the front, 14 inches the rear. 78 pad type. No under tray, cooling flaps was installed. It's a 5-seater, standard interior with basic infotainment. Hydraulic, power steering, electronic stability control with launch control, advanced 20s on the safety. So this is a 2020 model. Active sport, springs, semi-active dampeners, and passive sway bars. No sway bars attached to it. Yeah, so maybe I'm thinking it should be around $42,000 at the most. Okay, one more car. Which is the cheapest muscle car I can make. And everything, I'm not kidding you, every part on this car is -15 quality. And it used to cost, let me find it first before I talk. Because sometimes when I'm not talking, I'm not reading, or when I'm talking, I'm not reading. Yes, found it right away. It is 2020 year, production year, but everything is -15 quality. And before the update, it cost it about $9,000. Now it costs $20,000. I can see, with everything being so negative, with the reliability of a Yugo, I can see this car being $12,000. It's supposed to be a poor man's muscle car. Somebody who wants a muscle car but they can't afford the price of a Mustang or a Challenger. So let's go over the build with you. Like I said, there's no need for me to say -15 on this part, -15 on that part. It's all -15 on every single part. I want a steel, ladder, steel, front longitudinal, double wishbone front, semi-trailing arm rear. It's a 60-degree V8, cast iron block and head, dual overhead cam, 5 valves per cylinder. I wonder why I went with that. Anyway, it's a 4-liter V8. It's got 236 horsepower and 253 foot-pound torque. Basic parts, cast iron, and all of the internals. Compression ratio is 8.6 to 1 with 49 cam profile and VVT all cams. Natural aspirated. Direct injection, single configuration, race intake. So yeah, it's like got 42.9 months of warranty. Completely leaned out. Ignition time is completely maxed out. 5,400 RPM rev limiter. Race tubular headers with dual exhaust. 2 1/4 inches in diameter. High flow 3-way straight through exhaust. I chose high flow 3-way because the U.S. government's cutting down on emissions really, really harshly. It's rear-wheel drive with a manual 7-speed. And 7 speeds does exist like on a Corvette and a Porsche. It's got a 381 rear end, 15.1 miles per gallon. Viscosas LSD. Hard long life tires, 230/45/18s. Steel rims. Stall disc, 3 pistons on the front, 15 inches. Stall disc, 1 piston on the rear, 15 inches. 47 pad type. No under tray, no cooling flaps. 4-seater with basic interior. So all the carpet and everything's been stripped out. Basic infotainment. Hydraulic power steering with electronic stability control. Like I said, I think U.S. government's pushing for that now, for all cars to have electronic stability control on it. Advanced 20s on safety. I didn't go -15 with that. Okay, it bumped it up 16 miles per gallon somehow. Oil caused less weight. Progressive. Springs with twin tube dampeners and passive sway bars. No sway bars on it. Okay, that brought the price down to $17,600, but still I think this is a $12,000 car, maybe $15,000. So you're very close on this, I think. I think just a little bit more adjusting on everything, like bump up the horsepower on like 0 quality and lower the prices on it when you do bump up the quality on it, or lower the prices in general. So I think a car like this should be about $12,000 to $15,000. My opinion, you know, you might think differently, and I'll be interested to know what your opinion is. I appreciate you watching this, Rob. I'm sorry it took so long to reply to you, and sorry this video took so long.